The whole idea behind index form, this topic of this video is essentially the simplification of expressions. So an expression like this, which has a number of terms, can simply be written as a single term. So that's the whole idea. Now, the first thing to note is that you can see a being used, and a here represents a variable. And being a variable, it can take many values. It has, in fact, an infinite number of values. But the key thing is a could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. The use of a allows me to basically say that regardless of what value a takes, these rules apply. So if you have a number raised to the power of 0, it's simply 1, which is fine. If you have a number raised to the power of 1, it's simply the number itself. If you have a number raised to the power of 2, it's the number times itself. That's what we have here. A squared, a raised to the power of 2, is a times a. Here, the first equation says a raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. The next one says a raised to the power of 1 is equal to a. The next one says a squared, or a raised to the power of 2, is equal to a times a. And the last one says a raised to the power of 3, which can be read as a cubed, is equal to a times a times a. So what you need to notice is that the power, let's put it this way, you can see that there are 3 a's on the right hand side, and a is being raised to the power of 3. Here you can see that there are 2 a's on the right hand side, and a is being raised to the power of 2. Here you can see there's 1 a on the right hand side, and a is being raised to the power of 1. And then for this, you can just take this as a general rule. So for instance, we have a to the power of 5, that's going to be a times, there are going to be 5 a's. So I'm just going to continue till I have 5 a's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a very simple concept. So I'll just dive into the first example. Here it just says evaluate 2 to the power of 3. What is 2 to the power of 3? Well, since you know that a to the 3 is a times a times a, so there are 3 a's. 2 to the 3 is what? Well, a is simply 2 in this case. In this case, a is 2. So it's 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. This is very simple. So in this case, when they're asked to evaluate 4 raised to the power of 4, we know that any number raised to the power of 4 is equal to that number times itself, such that there will be 4 of the number. So 8 raised to 4 is a times a times a times a. There are 4 a's. So 4 raised to the power of 4 likewise is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 times 4, that's 16. So we have 16 times 16, which you can carry out, but I'll just give you the answer. That's 256. So what we're saying is 4 raised to the power of 4 is 256. So this example says rewrite 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 7 in index form. And index form simply means something of the form a to the n. In this case, what you should notice is that we have 2 times 2. Now this 2 times 2 component is the same thing as 2 squared. As you know, a squared is a times a. So 2 squared is 2 times 2. So you should be able to go from 2 squared is equal to 2 times 2, and you should be able to say, oh, if 2 times 2 is 2 squared. So we have this multiplication sign. And then 3 times 3 times 3 is what? 3 raised to the 3. Then times 7. This is, now we have terms in index form, and we can stop here. So this expression is equal to this.